Hey guys, how you doing? Joe LoBalsamo here, and today what I'd like to do is just take some time to share my story with you and how I ended up where I am and achieved the level of success that I've achieved thus far. So I want to share my story with you so you can get to know most likely the similar journey that you're on is what I am on as well. So I think it's important that you know this so you know who you're dealing with. I mean, after all, that's what I would want to do. So let's get started. So sit back, relax, and just give me some time to share this story with you, because I believe you're going to get some really good value from it. Now, when I didn't start out in network marketing, okay, and not close did I ever achieve success when I first started out. A matter of fact, my first entrepreneur in Denver, my first opportunity was actually something I made the attempt to do myself, which was create a website, and this was way back when, create a website to sell toys. That was my first business shot at being a success. So that's where I started out a long time ago. So I saw this infomercial. I got this website up, and then I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know anything about search engine optimization like I know now, keywords, meta tags, and all that crazy stuff. I made a little bit of money, but it wasn't something that I guess I was ready to achieve success with. So I did that for about a year or so, like that, and again, made a few $100s, I think it was. I can't even remember. Then what happened was I actually went back to the corporate world, okay, where I did not want to be, because I've always, one thing that I know about myself is that I've always been an entrepreneur-minded individual. I've always wanted control of my own life and never have to answer to anybody except myself. So what happened was I went back to the corporate world, went into sales. I actually sold Kirby vacuums, sold AT&T business to business, and so I had a lot of sales experience, very successful at it. But what happened was I ended up I ended up being a truck driver. That's what I ended up being. What they like to call in the industry, in the corporate world, a route salesman. In other words, I had my own route, drove around, and I sold stuff to people. Okay, and for this service. Now, it was an okay job, but the thing was, you made the typical money you would make in corporate America. But what happened was, a lot of hours. I mean, I was working 50, 60 hours a week, and I got to tell you, it was brutal, absolutely brutal. I mean, I was away from my family all the time. I was coming in at 10, 11 o'clock at night, okay, and then go see my little daughters, and my daughter, and see them sleeping, then get up in the morning and for like 30 minutes see them off to their daycare or school, and then go back and do it all over again. I mean, I really did not have a life. And I was really aggravated with that, and like most people that have a corporate job, I was just getting by, just barely paying the bills. Okay, so that's what this job provided. But it was a better corporate position than I think most people end up with in the job segment of America. So. So I did this for like 5 years, but within that 5-year span, what I did was I went ahead and started searching the internet, looking for other ways to make money. That's when I discovered the power of home-based business network marketing, internet marketing. And by no means, guys, was I a success overnight. I mean, when I first started, I approached my friends and family, did the warm market thing, and needless to say, it was tough. It was tough. My first 2 years in the industry were an absolute struggle. So what happened was I got started. And I got a hold of my upline, okay, which was my, obviously my mentor at the time. And I went ahead and he told me what to do. He said, make your list of your friends and family. Okay? So that's what I did. Now, I didn't have a big list, but I made the list anyway because I wanted to be a success. I was like, I'm going to sell my family, I'm going to sell my friends, I'm going to build a huge downline, and woohoo, I'm going to live a life of freedom, baby. But that never really happened in the beginning. So I went ahead and did that. And my upline actually was on the phone with me doing 3 ways, okay, listen to this, doing 3 ways and talking to my people on my list for me. That's how bad I wanted it. In other words, he was used as third-party credibility to talk to people that I knew. And it was kind of a slick skill, because if you think about it, people directly trust and respect you, but when it comes to making money, they're not going to trust you. Unless you're a massive success and they see that, they're not going to trust you. People will actually listen to someone else more so than they will actually listen to you when it comes to those types of decisions. It was pretty slick idea. However, I actually did that. I went ahead and did that, and the result? Zero. I recruited nobody. And I'm not really surprised, given the type of family I have. Very, very old school Italians, very, very skeptical, get that corporate job, and my family is not the only one out there. 97% of this country, or the population on this planet, think this way. Get that corporate job, blah, 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 and all that stuff, that pension, retire 40 years with a company with a Rolex, and a little piece of paper that says, hey, congratulations, 40 years with the company. That just always bothered me. I always knew there was more out there. So that's how I started out, with the warm market. And of course, what did Joe do? He went ahead and taught his people the same thing, right? But again, it actually was a massive journey. The reality is, after I got a little more experience, my upline told me the reason we called the reason why we call you upline, okay, with me on the phone, was to see if you're willing to talk to people about your business. That's all that strategy was for. In the beginning, I thought it was actually about recruiting people. If you did recruit someone from your warm market and you made some money, good for you. But the whole point of that was actually to see if I'm willing to approach my friends and family about my opportunity. And if I was, and people that we were teaching that, if they did, then they'd have no problem doing the most deadliest strategy of them all, that now that I know more experience today, was buying leads, generic leads from lead companies, and making cold calls till hours of the night, dealing with massive rejection.